Hello everybody, welcome back to Wemblesden. Well, from my last video you'll remember I was starting a new project in Engage. Well, it's kind of evolved slightly. You'll remember from my past video I left you with a 6 foot by 34 inch frame that I was going to build the layout on. Well, after doing a little bit more research and having a real good think about it, I decided that I was going to alter it and make it slightly larger. One of the main reasons was that I couldn't accommodate the station area at the end. So initially it was expanded to 8 feet. Found a nice 8-foot piece of ply, 6mm ply up in the loft, off the old loft layout. So that was the start of it, and then I laid it all out, and then what I've been doing is because of the lockdown restrictions I haven't been able to get to B&Q to buy some timber, so I've had a route around the house, and what I've been doing is I've been finding old studwork timber and shoving it through the bench saw and splitting it in half. So I've managed to scrounge together all of the timber for the frame, but as it happens, I'm just going to change hands because my hand's hurting. There we go. As it happens, the layout's kind of evolved again and again, so currently the baseboards now stand at 9 feet by 40 inches. I'll take you in and we'll have a look at it in a minute, but this is what I've done. This is just bog standard framework timber, CLS timber you get from B&Q. It's about £2 a length. So what I've done is, as you can see, there's another bit there. So what it is, I run it through the table saw to split it in half, and it gives you this real nice framework for building the layout. So that's what we built the frame out of. But anyway, before we go through, I've set the laptop up in here. This is a chateau on Lake Geneva. This is Lake Geneva, and this is a photo I took of a cab ride video I was watching on YouTube, and I've actually visited this place. Went there in 1981. I'd have been about 12-year-old at the time, and we went here on a train. We came down from the Alps on a little rack railway, and then we joined the main line, and we went through Montreux, and then this was the next stop along, and we had a look around the place. But what I really loved about it was that all the way along here there was like gardens. Certainly a bit further around there were some gardens, and I just like the setting. So that's one feature that I want to incorporate on the new Engage layout. Here's another. Again, this is a photograph of a video that I was playing on the screen. This is the Goddard route, and as you can see, there's a bridge here, there's another bridge here, and there's another bridge here, and at this point the railway goes into the mountain and goes through a helix in the mountain and comes up higher. So what I want to do is I want to incorporate something like this gorge on the layout, because I think it looks quite spectacular. This is another inspirational shot. Quite like the electric loco and the rugged landscape, and what's really good is you get these real harsh cliff edges, which is quite distinctive. This is a good shot. This is actually the bridge that was in the previous shot with the steam train on. And what's unusual with this is if you look here, you'll see a join in the bridge. Now when I was researching into these, originally you can see the brickwork here was different. Well, when this bridge was originally built, this was an iron lattice girder that went across, and apparently with the trains getting heavier and heavier, they tried to reinforce it, so they put like a fish belly arrangement under here to try and reinforce it, and in the end they rebuilt it. So what they did is they shut one half of the line and they rebuilt one half of the bridge, and then they shut the other half and rebuilt the other half, and then like I say, as you look here, you can see where there's a join in there, which is quite interesting. So yeah, there's just a few shots on here, inspirational shots. I just love the red electric locos. It's my favourite colour, so I do love the red electrics. Whether I'll actually have any or not, I don't know, because they're quite expensive. This is something else I want to try and replicate. The short little tunnel, and you can see through the other side, so I'll show you in a minute when we go through. This is the station. I can't pronounce it. It's I'm not even going to attempt it. Something beginning with G, and this is the Goddard Tunnel, is just here. But as you can see, you've got your station sort of crammed into this area here. There's a rack railway runs up this way, but if you notice how steep the sides are of the mountains, this is something I want to replicate. This is the other end of the tunnel, and this is another spiral set of spiral tunnels. So this train's just come out of a tunnel here. This tunnel actually comes up here, comes back out, and it runs along that line there, and then it runs round into another spiral tunnel and comes out here and works its way up the valley. So just sort of show there's a prototype for everything, and then we're back to this again. So let's just have a quick look through next door. Okay, here we go then. This is the revised plan that I'm going to be working to. We'll start at the left hand end. So here we've got two tunnel portholes. It's quite common in Switzerland to see this arrangement, even though it's a double track main line. Above there will be another line running through here, and there'll be another tunnel here, and this will have some kind of avalanche shelter built over it. The trains come into here. There's a little spur put into here for a siding, possibly a shed. Over here I've drawn in where the tracks are going to go. This forms a crossover. As we come into the station, there'll be another little sort of a head shunt section here. There'll be one platform here, and the other platform will be over here. And then where the mail train is at the back, that's going to be just a goods loop, which seems quite common looking at some designs of Swiss stations. And then where I've got at this end of the station is another little head shunt, like a loading dock, and I've just got a motorway rail wagon on it. So this will kind of be blanked off here so that you can access the end of it. And then in this point here there's another little head shunt here, so there's places to store locos. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the station. I haven't decided how it's going to look yet. Quite a lot of Swiss stations have the underpasses, so whether you've got the stairs going down and the stairs coming up, so it'd be good to incorporate that. But then, like I say, if I'm going to have that as a loading dock, I need some kind of road access, so I might have to put a bridge in, but we'll see. Anyway, if I'm sort of swing round from here, the trains will then come out of the station and they'll come down to this section. Now this is going to be my lake. This is going to be the lakeside area. So we've got quite a low bridge. The lorry's there just for scale. It gives me an idea. I've worked it out. It's probably going to be about 15 feet off the water level in scale. These wooden blocks just show where the shoreline's going to be. And then as you can see there's an 87 coming through. And then if I kind of pan up, you'll see the sort of shape of the hillside. There'll be a track above it. Over here, this was a Hornby Little End church. I'll get my brain again in a minute. It was a church that my wife bought me about 14-15 years ago, and to be honest it looked odd on the layout. I don't know why Hornby chose to do this particular building, because I just thought that the white tower with the black wooden marks on it just looked odd. So yeah, so anyway, it's just sat on the shelf, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it on this layout. But as we swing round this area here, this will be the other side of the lake. Might have a little bit of a harbour area or something. The trains will actually come round here. They'll run through this short tunnel. The other end of the tunnel is going to be here, and then it'll run round and it'll go into another tunnel, and then this will be the start of the mountain at the back behind there. This church is roughly like the same effect as what the chateau had in the picture, and if you kind of pan down, you'll sort of be able to see straight through that tunnel again, mirroring the picture that I just showed you on the computer. And then if we come up to the next level, this is just a mock-up with a bit of cornflake packet that I've cut out. Gives you an idea of what the bridge would look like. And then as we go further up, you'll note that there's another track here, and then there's another track right up there on the top of the tins of soup. That'll be the upper level. This is the middle level, this is the lower level, and then this is the ground floor level. So there's actually 4 levels to the layout. So basically what will happen is that the trains will start the journey here. They will come out of the station, they will run through there, and then they will literally come down, and then you've got this piece here which needs the incline sorting out because they keep changing the design, but they'll run up there, it'll run all the way up here, it'll come onto this half curve here, this helix, so it'll come through here and then it'll emerge into the scenic section. From here it'll run over the bridge will then curve round behind the back of here, and then it'll run up to this section here, and then like I said, there'll be some kind of avalanche shelter over here, and it'll run into a tunnel. From there it's going to curve round, it's continuing to climb, and then it'll climb up here where my finger is, and it'll climb up here and it'll join onto this next level. At this point it will come out of a tunnel, there'll be some kind of tunnel mouth here, then it'll run across another large Swiss style bridge, and there'll be another tunnel mouth kind of here, and then it'll run into this helix. I'm going to build a helix here, so it'll kind of run into this section, it'll run round, and it'll run round again, and it'll then come out onto the top level of the layout. From the top level of the layout it'll run along this section, there'll be a short piece here, and then it'll go into another tunnel, and then from there it's then going to drop down, and it's going to come down and down onto another helix, and then it's going to link onto the other line that's hidden at the back of there, which will then come round here, and then this returns it back round to the bottom. So that's essentially how the layout is going to operate. It's, as I say, it's expanded slightly. Originally the 8-foot section kind of came to here, because you can sort of see where I cut the timbers, and then I wanted to add on this lake section, so it got extended by another foot that way. And the original 34 inches of the old frame from the previous video, what I did is I cut them timbers in half, so there's the timbers running across, so it was 34 inches, but then I realised that there wasn't enough space to get the return helix in. So what I've had to do, if I come round the back, is I had to extend out. So there's kind of some outriggers there at the back, so I've had to extend out by 6 inches, which has actually brought the scenery further back. So I'm really impressed with it. I think it's going to look brilliant if I can pull off the scenery. It's certainly going to challenge my model making skills to do this one, but yeah, it's getting there. So that's kind of where we're at the moment with things. There we go. So there we go, that's up to date. I'm going to cut some more frame and work on the middle section now. Hopefully it's going to brighten up a little bit outside so I can get the saw out the shed again. So yeah, thanks for all the comments. If there's any questions or anything, just put them in the comments section down below. This week I'm going to give a shout out to Scott, John and Andy, who were in the comment section from the last video. So again, if you want to get your name mentioned, just put something in the comment section below, and we'll do a shout out next time. But in the meantime, if you like what you see and you want to follow my progress, please like, share, subscribe, click the little bell icon which is somewhere up here to get the notifications, tell your friends, ask the audience, blah 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 onwards. But yeah, you know, it's good to share stuff. As regards Wemblesden, we should have been at where were we at now? We should have been at Scunthorpe. My mind went blank there. We should have been at Scunthorpe last weekend, but unfortunately that was cancelled due to the current health issues in the country. So we don't know when we're next out. At the moment our next booked outing is going to be to Shildon in October. So watch this space. We may go to Shildon, we may not go to Shildon. And in the meantime I'm just going to keep plodding along the little N-gauge layout, and we shall see how we go. But for now, this is Dave signing off, so stay safe, take care, cheerio.